is possessing him?
Other could only watch on in terror as his friend's eyes rolled back up into his head, his fingers bent back and broken.
So a few weeks ago, we did a reaction video to Nightmare Tales, The Banshee Forest. It was a part 1 of 2 if he would have gotten his goal reached, which he reached a goal. He got over 5,000 likes. I asked you guys to go over and support him, and hopefully you guys did that because he did make his goal. And he's a great animator. If you're not familiar with The Banshee Forest, the part 1, there was a couple of boys that went on this hiking trail that ended up not really paying heed to an old coffee hawker's warning to ask permission to do things in the forest. They ended up killing an animal to have for dinner that night, and they left a bowl where they washed the meat and stuff, and it looks like it angered the forest spirits, which happened to be banshees in this case. The banshees then chased them into like a post, a lodging for different outposts that were along a trail toward their uncle's house that they were heading, and that's where this video is going to start off. Make sure to go over to Nightmare Tales' channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if you like reaction videos like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel as well, guys. Let's get into part 2 of the Banshee Forest.
Post 2, it appeared, was under siege.
Right where we left off.
The two boys, frozen with fear, waited in silence, the tortuous minutes seeming like days.
Oh my gosh.
Broken only by the movement and the sound of the banshees outside, infinitely compounding their fear.
They're trapped, dude. There's
The
nowhere they
noises
could
were now
go.
coming from all around. They were everywhere. The front, the back, and the ceiling above.
Can you imagine being trapped in a little house with something trying to get you, and you hear them crawling on the roof, pounding on the doors, and seeing the shadows from the outside lights? Oh my god, dude.
What do you want? One of the boys screamed.
I mean, will they speak?
You, the banshees replied.
Cool.
You didn't ask permission to enter. You didn't ask permission before killing one of the forest children. We are deeply disturbed by this.
I love the
The
voices.
boys, having never felt so helpless and afraid, replied with, "We didn't know. Please forgive us. We didn't know."
I mean, you kind
The
of did, though.
banshees shrieked back.
You were warned. You'll now suffer for your carelessness and your lies.
How did they know, though?
The door
How did they
began
know
to
they
be
were
beaten
warned?
again. The heavy, solid wooden table inside post 2 began to shake. One of the boys dropped his flashlight, and his body quickly became overwhelmed with the banshee's demonic-like possession.
Oh! Is possessing him?
Other could only watch on in terror as his friend's eyes rolled back up into his head, his fingers bent back and broken, and his body was slowly lifted up into the air.
Does anybody else need to crack their knuckles right now? Oh. Oh, yeah. You ever jammed your finger? Just like one finger, like really jammed it against something? Mostly just going like straight out and hitting something by accident. It is so painful. Like, it's ridiculously painful. I can't imagine that. Oh, no.
Where his spine was snapped like a twig, and his paralyzed body discarded back to the floor.
Never
like
mind
an
about
old
his
sack.
hand.
The other boy knelt down to help him. He was gone, and he knew that he would be next.
God dang.
Stop! Please, God, help me! He screamed.
They just killed him.
Then, as quickly as the disturbance began, it stopped. The silence consumed him as he took a deep breath and braced himself. He knew he still wasn't safe.
Is it because
The
he
window
asked God for help?
exploded.
Oh no.
The door burst open, and between the flashes of lightning, the silhouette of a banshee came closer into view.
He's done for.
Oh God! Oh God! The boy
I thought he was
screamed.
saved, but nope.
Banshee reached out, opened her eyes and floated closer and closer to the boy.
Look at the lighting, dude.
And when she was face to face with him, said,
Scream for your God all you want. There's no God here.
Oh!
and the horrific torture continued until dawn.
Gah!
As daylight broke across the mountainside, an old woodsman who had set off from the base that morning was passing by Post 2 and noticed that it had been heavily vandalized.
Uh-huh.
Upon further investigation, he found the two boys laying unconscious on the cold concrete floor. One of them slowly came to and struggled to speak, only managing to get out, "Sir, please help us."
I thought they was dead.
Again. The woodsman called for help, and the boys were carried to the local hospital.
I thought the first one died for sure.
A group of villagers had gathered around the boys, and they all stood in silence as one of them eventually came around. The boy opened his eyes to see a man looking down on him. Where are we?" the boy croaked. "You're at the village hospital." "You're completely fine," the man replied. "You both look like you went through a lot last night. Your friend is a little worse off, a little battered and bruised, but he'll be okay."
What about his hand?
So tell me, just what happened to the both of you out at Post 2? The boy, now sitting up in bed, tried to recollect what he could about the horrific nightmare they had just lived
So at least he
through.
remembered.
After patiently listening to the boy go through the series of events, the villager spoke. "You boys should have known better. I believe you were warned to ask permission before entering the forest, from the spirits that reside there."
How do they know? How does everybody know they were warned? It was just this coffee hawker that they could have avoided his place altogether and just went right past it and they wouldn't have been warned.
"Yes, sir. We realize that now. We were wrong and we were very sorry. I'm so glad that it's over now." The villager's unsettling cold stare made the boy feel uncomfortable. Then he spoke. "No, it's not over. The dirt that you stepped in, the smoke from the campfire and the blood on your hands, it will forever stain you. The smell will never leave you and will continue to haunt you for the rest of your life."
What?
The boy was stunned, and the regret he felt made him sick to his stomach.
And
A
what was
sudden
up with his
tap on his
voice?
shoulder made him look up to see a nurse standing beside his bed. "Boys, I brought you your medicine," she said. "Oh, and by the way, this is the woodsman who saved the two of you. He found you both passed out in the hut at Post 2.
Oh, wait.
He raised the alarm and had you brought to the hospital here."
So the other people weren't there?
"Thank you so much," the boy said haltingly, a little confused by their sudden appearance. "Don't mention it. I'm glad you're now both okay," said the woodsman. "By the way, who were you talking to when we came into the room? Your friend's not awake yet, and there's no one else here."
That's why he had the multiple voices, because it was a vision that he was having, probably the hauntings that he was talking about from the Banshee.
"Huh? What?" thought the boy, quickly looking around the room and realizing the man was right. His friend was asleep, and other than them, the room was completely empty.
Oh my god.
Then he saw them. He saw the spirits that would forever torment him, never to leave him, and forever haunt him for the rest of his life.
God, what a cruel fate, man. So you got psychologically tortured by these beings after misbehaving in a forest. And because you didn't heed a warning that you could have well not gotten if you wouldn't have stopped for coffee or tea. So, can you imagine, let's say you wanted to go camping, guys. You wanted to go camping and you said to yourself, "I'm gonna go camping with a friend of mine. We're gonna stop at McDonald's along the way and grab some French fries." And along the way, you decide that you're not gonna stop at McDonald's, okay? But little did you know that the person making the fries that day had a special message for you to tell you about the warnings that you shouldn't not ask for permission to go into this forest camp. I love the story, but when you break it down into that context, it's kind of weird. The animation quality, though, was beautiful, and it was a very, very good ending to a two-parter. We had never really did a two-parter like this. If you want to watch the first one, it was great as well. Make sure to go hit up Nightmare Tales at the channel right here, and another couple videos that I reacted to him from here. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Break it down.